back to my channel. Renee C. Bull here. I just wanted to make this video on how I became a flight attendant. A lot of people do know, some people don't know, but I'm a flight attendant, you guys. I've been flying for like 6 months and I'm really excited. I'm shooting this in Amsterdam. I'm in Amsterdam right now, and I just really want to share with you guys how I became a flight attendant. I get a lot of DMs and a lot of messages about how do I become a flight attendant? Tell me what to do. I'll do whatever, you know, it takes. And I just really hope that this video will be helpful. I know that I watched a lot of videos when I was trying to find out how to become a flight attendant, what it takes, how it's like. Of course, I can't cover everything in this video, but I will cover how I became a flight attendant and some tips that I think that will help you when you're on your journey. So keep watching. Okay. So like I said, you guys, I am a flight attendant. I'm not going to disclose what airline I fly for, but I think that the information that I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be helpful for whatever airline you want or wish to work for. So my journey began, I was working at Alta for a little while, and because I'm in school full-time, you guys, I'm like constantly working and trying to figure out, you know, how to work and do school and not be poor. So at this time I was working and going to school and I was still poor. So I was like, something's not right. Like my equation is off. So one day I was doing a client's makeup and she was just raving about how beautiful I was. And I was like, thank you. And but then she started to say that I should become a flight attendant. And she started talking to me about Emirates, which is a airline based out of Dubai. And the way she was talking, she was making it sound really good. So I was listening. My ear was, you know, I was not, you know, I was focused. She was telling me how, you know, the airline is amazing. Her friend's daughter worked for them, and basically they paid for all housing in Dubai. There was no taxes taken out of your pay. She was basically just selling me on this airline, you guys. And I had never heard of it. So I was like, Emirates, like, how do you spell it? Can you write it down for me? Like, I was really interested. I was like, you said tax-free? Like, I was so interested. And at the time, a lot of people had encouraged me to be a flight attendant, like, over the years. And I was like, yeah. Because when you think about it, like me, now working as a flight attendant, before, of course I would fly, like maybe I could count on one hand how many times I've flown. So it wasn't a lot. So in my mind, being a flight attendant wasn't a career or like a job in which I would think about. Like, it's like, oh, that's like a real job that you could have as a person who needs money. So anyway, I went home and I researched Emirates and I became obsessed, and I watched like every video on YouTube, you guys. I'm not even kidding. If you're sitting here and it's like your 10th video, trust me, I understand. Like, I watched like 100 videos. So after I applied to Emirates, I was like so excited. I stalked, you know, as many flight attendants as I could on Instagram. Like, I was going crazy. I went through every hashtag: travel, crew life, Emirates, Dubai. Like, I went crazy, you guys. And I never heard back from them. I never heard back, never got an interview. I was so heartbroken. Like, I was so sad. But I was like, nah, like, I'm going to be a flight attendant. I'm already super invested in this, and I really want this now. Like, I always have wanted to travel. And after competing in pageants, because I was Miss Delaware USA 2015, like, after I did Miss USA, I was like, I want to travel the world and I don't want to be poor. Like, everything I do in the back of my mind is like, and I don't want to be poor. So this was another one of those things. So after I didn't hear back from Emirates, I was, you know, of course I was sad, and you know, but I decided I wasn't going to give up. And I really want to encourage you guys, if you've applied for an airline and you didn't hear back, or maybe you went to the interview in person and it didn't go so well, like, don't give up. I did not give up, and I'm living my dream right now. And I want to encourage you guys, like, sometimes it takes more than one time. And I think that in life, like, the beauty about life is that you can never ever fail. Like, you either learn or you grow. So with me, it's like I did both. I learned that I was gonna work for an airline, maybe not the one that I had been really focused on, but nevertheless I did my research and I decided, like, hey, I'm gonna go with the #1 company that I felt, after I researched, was best for me. And so I applied for that company. I did the assessment, and it was a really long hiring process. And I will say this because a lot of people, they always message me and they ask me to tell them exactly what to do. The hiring process is forever changing. Like, people that I asked to help me while I was going through the hiring process, they were like only working for a few months, maybe like 12 months or less, and even their hiring process was different than mine. So I will say that there is no one way to be hired by an airline. Like, I can't, like, this video, if you're like thinking I'm about to give you like the formula for, you know, every hiring process is different. But I will say that I do think that what's consistent among all airlines, I keep saying flight, all airlines, what's consistent, I think, are these three things, and I'll get into it. Like, when I took the assessment, it was really focused on customer service. So the first thing I want to explain to you guys is you really need to have a grasp on customer service. And because I've worked, and I'll list a couple of my jobs, I've worked in insurance for a while because of my father. I worked at the Apple store, I worked in Ulta, I worked in Sephora, I worked at Michael Kors. These are very heavily based, like, you know, customer jobs where I'm constantly dealing with people, and I'm constantly having to problem solve, and I'm constantly having to you know, just deal with people on a day-to-day basis. And so for me, I understood that with flying, it's the same thing. You are constantly dealing with passengers. Customer service is number one. Every airline wants to be the best airline. You know, every airline wants passengers to always purchase from them and want to fly on them. And so as a flight attendant, you are basically an ambassador for that airline, and you want to be able to show customers how much the company values them. So a big thing to focus on is customer service, and really bring into the hiring process how much you understand that customers, or rather in this case passengers, are important, and that the energy you're putting out is to make them happy and to make the company look great. Second thing that I want to really say to you guys is that being a flight attendant, you have to be super flexible. Like, this job is not like any other job that I've ever worked. It's not like a 9 to 5 or I work only Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday. Like, no, all of that, like, lose it, like, whew, throw it away, like, throw it away, throw it far away, because this job is crazy. Because airlines are basically run by seniority order, and I don't want to confuse you guys by going into this too deep, but basically, to say this in few words, when you first start, your schedule might be pretty crappy. So you're going to be working weekends, you're going to be working holidays. I worked Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve. Your life as you know it, gone. But, you know, you learn to deal with it, and you learn to be flexible. So the second thing I really want to explain to you guys is that you need to be flexible. Like, if you don't understand what is required as a flight attendant, please do not apply for this job. You have to be flexible, and you really have to be able to understand that your schedule is going to be changing all the time, that your holidays are going to be gone for a while, and that, you know, you're going to make new traditions and new ways to celebrate with people. Third thing, you have to be professional. I know that a lot of people, in my opinion, who want to do this job, they don't understand that, yeah, you know, once you get the job, like, girl, you know, you'll learn the rules, and you'll learn, you know, you'll learn the tricks of the trade. But while you're going on interviews, and while you're doing assessments, and while you're doing video interviews, whatever that they require you to do, you need to really represent yourself professionally. You know, get dressed, have a collar on, and really research your airline. Know and be prepared for the interview. Being professional is being prepared. I cannot tell you how many people who ask me for help for an airline. I'm like, hey, what airline do you want to work for? And they're like, what airline do you work for? I'm like, no. What airline do you want to work for? Like, my journey is not your journey. You might want to fly for a different airline because they're based in your home state, or because they fly international, or maybe you don't want to ever fly international, so you just want to do a domestic airline. every airline's different. So you need to do your research. You need to understand why your airline is leading in the industry that they are in. You need to understand where their routes are. So, you know, do they fly to the east or the west or the Midwest or internationally? What is their market? Being professional and being prepared is so important. I cannot explain to you guys how important it is to be prepared for your interview and be prepared and be knowledgeable about the airline you want to work for. Asking me what airline I'm working for is not going to help you, because I already have a job. I want to help you get your job. So do your research. Understand where your airline flies to, and if you're not interested in that airline, do your research and understand that there are so many airlines out there. There are so many opportunities for you to have an amazing career. I don't want this video to be super long, so yeah, I just want to say this is like first of many, you guys. If this video was helpful in any way, please comment below. I'm really thinking that I wanted to do a flight attendant, like get ready with me, like what to wear to an interview, because I get a lot of questions about what to wear to an interview, and like just a lot of questions in general. If you guys have questions, please comment below. Like, I'm really gonna do my best to share with you any information, because I feel like any success that I have, I can give, you know, insight and information and helpful tips, because there were a lot of people that helped me get to where I am. So I'm not trying to hide anything from you guys. Of course, I'm not going to disclose what airline I work for, because that's just my personal preference. But if you have questions, I would love to help you. Please comment, like, subscribe. I'm going to be having a lot more videos coming up about just my flight attendant life and this journey that I'm on. But I hope this video was helpful. You guys keep on believing. Like I said, if you've been turned down before, do not give up. Reapply, do your research, be prepared, and most of all, understand that in life you can have whatever you want. Just don't give up. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go fly 8-hour flight now, so pray for me, and I'll see you later. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.